Longtime Toronto FC left back Justin Morrow has announced his retirement today. Morrow announced that he's going to be retiring at the end of the 2021 season. He is currently one of 9 players remaining on this Toronto FC roster from the legendary 2017 treble run, and he is one of the longest tenured players at the club, having played in 200 MLS matches dating back to the 2014 season. Throughout his time at Toronto FC, Justin Morrow has been nothing but a consistent performer for this club, racking up 246 appearances in all competitions to date. That puts him second all-time in appearances for Toronto FC, behind only Jonathan Osorio. And with 18 goals in all competitions for Toronto FC across his career, Justin Morrow is tied for 8th in the all-time Toronto FC goal-scoring list. After having played in 8 seasons for Toronto FC, I think we can all agree that Justin Morrow was incredibly consistent and a huge performer for TFC in all 8 of them. But his biggest came in 2017 when Toronto FC, in their amazing treble-winning season, Morrow stepped up big time, scoring 8 goals that season, highlighted with a hat trick against New York City FC, in which he became, at that point, just the 3rd player to score a hat trick while wearing a Toronto FC jersey, and still to date is the only non-striker to score a hat trick for Toronto FC. In terms of servants for the club, Justin Morrow is up there as one of the best for Toronto FC, with an MLS Cup, a Supporter Shield, and 3 Canadian championships in the trophy cabinet with Justin Morrow on the team. And also, he had been a fantastic servant for the community during his TFC tenure, winning the 2020 Humanitarian of the Year award in Major League Soccer. So on behalf of all the fans, thank you, Justin Morrow, for your service to this club. You will always be remembered. Now to the more what does this mean for the team side of this Justin Morrow announcement. If anyone watched my last video, I said Justin Morrow was a player who, at left back, I felt like his career was coming to an end, and honestly him retiring doesn't surprise me fully, at the least right now. But what it does mean for Toronto FC is we now have a hole at left back that needs to be fixed going into the off season. Kemar Lawrence, if he sticks around, that's going to be a question mark, but now, regardless of whether or not Kemar Lawrence sticks around, you do need another left back because Justin Morrow's going to be retired at the end of the season, and you can't really go into another season with just Kemar Lawrence. So this is a good time for Toronto FC to go out, get another younger, possibly, left back who can potentially be a starter, potentially be a backup to Lawrence. I'd like to see a guy who could start and challenge Lawrence for a starting spot. That would be fantastic. But this just opens up a roster spot for Toronto FC and a spot in a position that I think we all knew they needed some help in, a position that needed to have some updates going on to it regardless. So really, if anything, this just kind of forces Ali Curtis's hand, and thankfully means that he can't just sit there another season with this left back position, which is basically what he'd been doing since Ashton Morgan left, because it took forever last season with us running with only Justin Morrow at left back before we got Tony Gallagher, and at the start of this season we got Kemar Lawrence, which is like finally, but even then there's still been a bit of flip-flopping around at the left back position, and at times we've even with Lawrence and Morrow, been playing Larea or Aro out of position on the left side. So another left back is a must this offseason for Toronto FC, especially now with Justin Morrow gone. So this is kind of the first of the off-season moves for Toronto FC. It's one that kind of forces their hand, as Justin Morrow is unfortunately ending his career. I would have loved to see him stick around as a kind of experienced presence in the room for Toronto FC next season when they kind of build into a new team. But unfortunately, this season, the end of this season, will mark the end of the line for Justin Morrow as a professional footballer. Wishing him all the best. One of the best to lace up his boots for Toronto FC, and he will be dearly missed. So, that is for this video. As always, if you like to hit like, if you want to see more of my stuff, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, link is down below in the description, and I will see you next time.